worries. I actually figured it out.
Good, good.
So I
Okay,
got
great.
in. Yeah.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. All right, you guys. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hot Hustle Morning Show. I'm Morning Mystic Jeneth.
Hi, I'm Morning Mystic Lianka Reina.
And today on the show, we are talking medical intuition with Keri Fulmore, and we have Karina from Greece, who has a very cool near-death experience to talk about. And she also has this energy that comes through her through this various art and energy. And so that'll be a really cool experience in the afternoon. So I think it's going to be really fun.
Yes, it will be. And so, how are you doing on your Instagram challenge?
Yes, so I sent out the rest of my dragon books yesterday. So
Good.
No more dragon books, all gift cards from here on out. So
yeah, go ahead. And we do have a couple of free, some speaker gifts, including a couple books too from, I believe it's Sabrina or Sheila. So I'll double check, but we can get those as prizes as well. So she offered to do that for us too.
Yeah.
And then also we have another Instagram challenge where we are doing some of the tips and tricks. I like that.
Tricks. The magic tricks.
Right. The different tips or activations that the speakers have shared with us throughout the summit. And we have kind of picked and choose some of the things that we think could be helpful or that was prescribed by the actual speaker. For example, one of them was that the speaker did some reading on me and said I could benefit from doing some womb healing. And so it was like a timeline activation. So I've been doing that in the evening. Another one was Alyssa Rushton, who was so beautifully shared a morning time activation that all of us could use. Another thing,
Corey yesterday,
yes.
which I opened a journal, but didn't get to that. But I thought, some of the synchronicities, though, you had ones show up on your computer last night. Just start going, one.
I'll put that as my story, y'all, for Instagram. Like, we were talking about how we put these signposts in the field. Jeneth is really great about that. And so mine is recurring numbers, just to kind of remind me I'm on path. If I'm feeling kind of off, it'll show me numbers. Jeneth and I have had, done some meditations, and all of a sudden there's the 444 in the back of a big old bus, like knock you down. Well, last night I finished up helping one of the speakers get some stuff set up, and then I was kind of just staying up and doing some extra things for the summit, and just feeling kind of, in the zone, but like not truly like, I don't know if I was connected or not, but like kind of feeling good. And then all of a sudden, I was like, okay, well, I'm tired though, but I do want to get a couple more things done. And all of a sudden, I didn't have anything touching my computer. I didn't have I even took video of it so Jenna could see.
Yeah.
But I opened up one of the emails and I was going to do a reply, and all of a sudden, all these ones just started pouring across the page. It wouldn't stop typing it. I was like, okay, you got to see this, because it's just telling me like whatever is going on. It could have been, some anomaly that was being pressed on my keys, but I was showing her it wasn't anything. One of those just cool things that happen that remind you that we are always supported and guided, or at least it did for me. What are those things for you? Y'all might want to put them in the chat. Do you have something that you think?
That makes me think that when somebody says the word coincidence, there's like, there's a reason that we made up that word, right? For that thing, right? That coincidence really means synchronicity. And, and people just have like discarded it as, oh, what an interesting thing. Yeah, quinky dink that happened, right? It's like, no, if we would acknowledge that, maybe more of that would show up, because the universe would be like, ooh, they are listening. We can get to them.
Yes.
Right?
Right. And that's, I've read in a book, it was, her name is Jennifer, her first name is Jennifer, but anyway, she wrote a book, and it's talking about like creating that communication with your guides. And like you said, it's almost like, is the energy that I get from the guides, like you did right there. Whenever they know, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm getting through. We've got a new communication line. let's see. I can't really read. Let's see. That
So
is
bumblebees number
Yes.
856. I'm not really sure what that means.
is that Shara? I can't see
Yes,
her
that's
name.
Shara.
It's in the blue, so it's like one of those fonts I can't read. But yes, bumblebees and 856. She says is her. Her
Oh,
guide.
that's her signs.
Yeah, her
Oh,
signs.
that's cool.
Yep. Yeah.
Sorry if I keep looking up. There's something out there that I have been looking over. I looked in the video yesterday when we were
I do
doing
that
reels,
too.
and my heads were like, ah.
I do that too, big time. So
Oh, well, sorry about that, guys. Something weird happened with the stream for a second there. It was like off and then on, and then y'all were still here though. So,
yeah.
and so is Keri. Hey, Keri. Well, I'll pin you up, and we can get started in just a second
Good
here.
morning.
Good morning. So we're live and we get to see all the behind the scenes and we get started here. But
we just kind of get a minute to just kind of
connect in.
get the energy connected, and before we start into the deep medical intuitive stuff. Yeah, and it kind of gives everyone a chance to get on the line too, because
Sure.
yeah,
It's a morning show. You gotta gotta get going.
people aren't ready to go right at 11. They want to go 11:11. This community seems to. We're slowly waking up, and then 11:11 we pop.
We have fun here. It's a talk show.
Right. Plus, there's no filter on my brain, so it just sometimes like the train just keeps going. Or the train will leave the track and then Lianka takes over. All right,
Good morning,
I'll settle
everybody.
down.
Yes.
It's fine. I will settle down. Taking a minute to settle
There's no
down.
judgment.
Into the field we go. All right. All right. Let me go ahead and start the recording, and we'll get Keri going. Okay, you guys. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Jennifer Blackard.
And I'm Lianka Reyna.
And this is a Hot Hustle Morning Show. Today we're talking with Keri Fulmore, and she is a medical intuitive, and she's going to enlighten us upon the path of medical intuition. And she has some weird, cool medical intuitive energy. So we're probably going to take some readings today as well. So
Welcome.
welcome, Keri.
Hi, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Good.
Fun.
Yeah,
I love
it is.
meeting new people.
Thank you, thank you. Well, we have a really fun and safe community here, just super supportive, and we always talk about like no judgment here. So I think that hopefully people will be really excited to open the line and to share today. But before we get to that, Will you tell us a little bit about, I hate to ask, straight up like background, but I'm always curious as to how, you found yourself in this work, right? Because sometimes it's just not so traditional, if you will. And I can say that from experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a pretty maybe interesting story. As a child, I was really empathic, and I used to actually feel like I got woken up from my sleep by spirits, and it was always being, at the same time every night, being visited. I used to sometimes just know things about people. And I
Yeah.
never really questioned, oh, that's intuition. It was just like a part of my life. And I actually was scared of the spirits that visited me as a child because I didn't understand it. And I remember thinking, like, if I kept the light on, it would be okay. And I had a lot of, fear at that time because nobody else in my family ever mentioned anything about
I was
those
going to ask that.
things.
So that was kind of like an out, like, you were in this own, like, as a child experiencing this on your own. How did you kind of navigate?
I actually, at that point just tried to like ignore it, shut it out. I didn't understand it, to be honest.
Hmm.
And I had nobody to really talk to about it. My parents just called it the boogeyman and that kind of thing. So really how my journey really began is I remember being like I was working at a health food store in Victoria, BC, British Columbia, where I live.
Okay.
And um, I used to get these really bad migraine headaches. And a woman actually walked up to me in the store and she said to me, "You get migraine headaches, don't you?"
Oh, wow.
And I was like, "Yeah, actually, I have one right now." And she's like, "Here's my card, come and see me."
Oh,
And,
wow.
Interesting.
I learned from her that I actually had these gifts. And so again, I didn't really put them to use. I went to school for Chinese medicine. She had really inspired me. I became an acupuncturist, Chinese medicine practitioner, went to school for functional medicine. And I learned through my intuition that my migraines were happening because I was actually intolerant to gluten and oranges. And it
Wow.
was something that once I cut out of my diet, I no longer had those issues. So I was working at another health food store years later after the birth of my first daughter, and I wasn't practicing Chinese medicine. It was really busy in the town that I was working with acupuncturists already. And so I was working in the supplement section of the health food store, and this man comes in and he said, I want to build you a website. I think that you need to be working with people. You're intuitive. And for a trade, you're going to help me get better. So,
Oh,
so he
God.
built me a
Wow.
website, or my husband and I a website, and we began doing intuitive readings for other people.
Uh-huh.
Um, it was really, really scary at first because I had never worked with other people, but it just came so naturally. And I was really able to, with all of my training, hear some things that were going on in the body, but then be able to use my holistic health, what I call sciences, to help kind of like
Yeah.
help people navigate where to go with things, both physical, emotionally, spiritually. Um, and so then and I really want to just say that that was amazing. And so I had been doing this for a number of years. And after the birth of my second daughter, I ended up with overnight, I went to put her down to change her. And I had just come home from the chiropractor. And within a minute of putting her down, my whole body went into body wide nerve pain.
Wow.
And So I call it my perfect storm, but I really had the most scary moment of my life. I didn't know what was happening. I went on to have these symptoms where I was being pulled to the ground. I felt like I couldn't stand up straight. I had burning and stinging nerve pain 24/7 in every inch of my body. And this actually went on for a number of years.
Oh my
I
gosh.
went to neurologists, I went to, naturopaths, doctors, and my neurologist actually said to me, he actually threw me under the bus, and that's how I kind of describe it, where he said, "This is postpartum depression." And
What?
I was like, I knew in every fiber of my being that he was completely out to lunch, and I had never been
Yeah.
so upset. And
Yeah.
I felt defeated, and I
Yeah.
didn't know what to do. I would cry myself to sleep, and I really didn't know what to do. Um, I had a call with a psychic, and she told me I would have this for the rest of my life.
Oh God,
And
Oh my
that's
gosh.
terrifying.
she sent me a recording on a CD
Ay,
telling me that I would have this for the rest of my life. And that was actually a turning moment for me. It was like a moment where I was like, wait a minute, I need to take my power back here.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yes.
nobody can tell me what's going on. I'm a zebra. The doctors tell me nothing's wrong with me. I have the ability to look within and get the answers that I need. And so when I received this CD of our reading, I broke it in half, stomped on it, threw it in the garbage. I was not listening to this ever again.
Yes.
And that's the moment I decided, you know what? I have to go within. Like, I have the answers. And so it took me on a little bit of a journey. It was both physical, emotional, spiritual, mental. It was not one or the other. And it really took me looking at all of those things. So I had a C1, C2 misalignment of my upper neck that had aggravated my brainstem. So when I was actually in meditation and I was talking to my inner self, to my intuition, I
Uh-huh.
actually heard first that you need to heal your neck and your brain. So I didn't know what that meant actually
Mm-hmm.
at the time, because what does heal your brain mean? And so
And
I
how do you
asked
do
for,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
And so I asked for signs, and I went downstairs and I opened up my computer onto Facebook. And Facebook used to have these like ads on the right-hand side. And I opened the computer, and there was, I don't know if you know who Sidney Crosby is. He's a famous
I
hockey
don't
player.
think so.
He's a Canadian hockey player, and he had concussions and brain injuries. And on the side was this story of how he healed his brain with functional neurology. And
Interesting.
every hair stood up on my body. And
Ah.
um, so I actually ended up doing some brain retraining, but that all didn't make me completely better. It resolved some of my symptoms. It let me know I was on the right track, listening to my intuition. And functional neurology is very alternative in itself. And so it's not like seeing a regular neurologist. You do hand and eye exercises to help your brain regrow new neural networks.
Mm-hmm.
And but I wasn't better yet, and I was getting frustrated. And so I realized that, wait a minute, like I haven't actually asked my body, like, what is the emotional, spiritual part of this? And so during my look within, because I did a lot of that, it was the only way I was ever going to get better. It's not hand my power to everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I heard, you just got to love yourself. And in that moment, I knew, it just hit me. My entire life, I had put down my body. I had looked in the mirror and wished I saw something else. And it's not that I had like a bad body or anything, but I had been so hard on myself. And I knew that my body was expressing the pain that it felt from my not loving my body. And so for me, it was a really big journey to go from not loving what I see and being the mean girl to myself. I was admiring everybody else.
We can relate.
Yeah, to bringing that back home. And when I started doing that, my body started relaxing. It started to heal. I am pain-free today.
Wow.
So,
How many
um,
years did that take?
it took 7 years.
Yeah.
So
Gosh.
people who have chronic stuff, don't give up. Don't let anybody tell you that you're going to live with this forever and that
Forever.
it's not a way to heal. But I do want to say that, like, it does still, I still make sure I'm aligned. I do the work to keep my body. I've since learned I'm a bit hypermobile and I had a chiropractic accident, but like, um, it's just something that, I don't get pain from anymore, but I still have to do the work to keep myself aligned. And that also means when I go out of alignment, how am I not loving myself? How am I not, being true to myself? Am I saying yes to too many people when I mean no? Am I, so it's like I use it kind of as a barometer now, where I'm like, well, wait, how am I out of alignment with myself?
As information.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So if you get out of alignment, do you start to feel some of this nerve pain come up then?
No, I don't get nerve pain anymore. That really went away. But
Oh, bless.
I mean, I would say I remember when I had pain, I used to lay in bed and I would be like, I just wish that this pain could just be like normal people pain, like
Yep.
my knee would hurt and I could put a hot water bottle on it and, it would all just be right
Yeah.
there in
Yeah.
one spot. I don't get pain anymore, but I do feel, what would I say? Kind of like if I go out of alignment, I might feel like a lower back ache. Like it's just normal now,
Okay.
is what I would say.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
So, yeah, but no more nerve pain.
And
That's been fun.
that's beautiful that you and your body have that communication. We were just talking about communication. But you and your body have that communication in which you no longer have to have full on pain in the way that you had before. And it can give you the information, be like, hey, through maybe like a backache or something like a little much more mild. That,
Yeah.
and that's inspiring, I'm sure, for some to hear.
I had nerve pain like from like my lower back all down one of my legs for about a year and a half. I can't imagine having it beyond that. I remember even, if sometimes when we'd mess with it, I'd be like, just because I like I didn't even know how to like scream to express it. It was just such a that was kind of the energy of it. Oh my God, I cannot imagine.
Yeah, I was a crier. That's how I let out my pain.
Wow.
But I remember the tip of my nose didn't hurt. So I would lay there in
Oh
bed
my God, sweetheart.
and I would
Wow.
just focus on your nose.
Oh my God.
So I was
Such a
like,
brave soul you are. My
I
gosh.
know. So how has this evolved in working with others as a medical intuitive?
so I'm really passionate now to help other people to connect to their intuition.
Yeah.
Because I can do an intuitive reading for you, and I'm going to get some, maybe emotional, some physical information about your body, but I'm never going to be able to get, what you can get for you. Like I might be able to, I pick up on things for people all the time. Like, I'm just thinking of, somebody I worked with the other day who needed to work on forgiving her parents for the childhood she had. And so, that was something that was like, she was holding a lot of pain and it can be different for everybody, what comes up, but her body and her intuition are actually going to give her the keys on how to do that. So when I asked my body about loving myself, I really needed to really give gratitude to my body. What I heard was your body lets you hug your children. It birthed your children. It lets you taste chocolate. It lets you feel the sun and the wind on your skin. Like I had to really come to a place of complete gratitude for my body because that was how I was going to find what true self-love really was, the magnificence of our body. And so um am I all like, am I completely in love with myself? No, I'm a work in progress, but like, I really can say that I no longer look, in the mirror and put myself down. I don't, stop myself from getting, in a bathing suit or doing the things that I think we all should just do. And
Yeah.
mhm. So, your intuition will lead you to the deepest understanding of what you need to do to bring balance to your body. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to have to keep working on balance because just like I'm explaining, I still go out of alignment. I have a little bit of a hypermobile neck now after all the injury. And so I have to work at it, but it is also a barometer, like I said, to keep me on the path, to keep me loving myself and being kind. And I'm really grateful and thankful for that. And so healing doesn't always mean symptoms are completely resolved and we never have to think about them ever again. We're human. And, it just takes a different understanding. And when we find the things that can keep us healthy, balanced, pain-free, we can use it sometimes as, like I said, a barometer to check back in with ourselves. But intuition is your greatest asset to healing, balance, and understanding.
So, where might we start with developing our own intuition with
So
us?
every single person on this planet has a higher self they're all able to access their own intuition. I always tell people that we can't access our intuition from a stressed state. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, panicked, stressed, it's so important that you take the time to clear yourself of that stress first. So I usually get people to get into a little bit of a meditative state and or get into nature, clear off your body. What I find is really helpful for people once they can, feel calm is connect to the area of their body where they resonate with their intuition being. And for 90% of the people, they'll all say the heart. So, I get people to come to the heart and then I get them to release any tension, heaviness, sadness that could be there. And I get them to actually then connect to the feeling of unconditional love and joy. So it's in that state, it's in that vibration that it's so much easier to hear our intuition. So, I'll walk people through a little bit of a meditation where we're connecting to maybe the day you brought home your puppy or kitten, or the day you birthed your child, or even just those flowers in your garden that you just, every time you see them, you just feel so much love and joy. And then get them to bring that feeling into the heart. Once people do that, they can easily ask a question to their intuition and immediately hear the answer. So your intuition is like a whisper. It's really quick. When you ask a question, it's the very first thought in your head. And we always hear it like we think. So it's not another voice. It's not something coming from outside of us. It's our thoughts. And it's the very first answer you receive. That is always your intuition. So I've never had anybody not be able to access their intuition. Everybody can,
Nice.
and it's amazing to help and watch people do that.
Awesome. Well, I'd like
So would
to.
it be best to go on an experience like that, or would it be best to take some callers?
What would you like to do?
Well, if you want to
Can we do
ask a
both?
question,
How
yeah.
how long can you go today?
I'm I can I'm here. I'm yours.
You
So,
have such a beautiful smile, so it's like, yay.
Okay. Well,
If you have any questions, how would you like for them to ask the question? Do you need their first name or,
um, yeah, so let's do some questions. So what I with because these are mini reading questions,
sure.
and we're not doing a whole body scan, make sure that you tell me your name, and that's probably enough, just your name, and then ask a specific question. So can you scan my body and tell me what I need is not a specific question. So um, you want to make sure that it's specific so that we can get in several
get in,
calls
yeah, get
rather
in,
than
get
doing
out.
a full reading.
Yeah,
In my readings that I do with people, I will scan the entire body, but it does take some time
sure.
and so that's it for the purpose of today's calls.
Thank
Great.
you.
Well, let's go ahead and just take a few. So go ahead and raise your hand if you would like Keri to read a specific area of your body and energy and give you some feedback. And then later we'll do an activation to tap into our own intuition, and
Okay.
and I guess then we'll wrap.
So
La
Manisha,
la la la.
you're up.
Yeah. Right.
Go ahead and unmute yourself. I think you didn't hear me. Manisha?
Oh, no, Raisha from the lounge. Is
Oh,
that?
sorry.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Raisha.
Risha, sorry.
Loungies go first.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and share. Hi, I'm Raisha.
Hi,
Hi,
Risha.
good morning.
And my question is, what do I need to know now to assist with my heel issues?
With your heel issues? Okay, I just wanted to make sure I heard that right.
Cool.
Okay, let's see. So there's a couple of things that I hear right away. Number one, I definitely feel like your body takes me right to your hips, sacrum, and lower back. I definitely feel like you've got a lot of tension and even what looks like an imbalance in like your hips and a little bit of a rotation there. And I do feel like it's coming down, like pulling on the fascia and creating like compression tension in the feet as well. Is that something that you're aware of?
Short answer would be yes. I've
Okay.
had a back issue since my second son, and I have noticed right now my hips kind of do feel out of alignment. So right on point.
Mhm. Yeah. So I feel like I definitely feel like your body needs to be released first. Um, I'm going to suggest a few things, and then I'll tell you what I was getting a little bit emotionally too. Um, okay, so I feel like working with your fascia is going to be really important for you, letting your body unwind. So from home, like you can do chiropractic, you can do massage, you can do all those things, but from home, I'm going to suggest looking into something called block therapy.
I know her. I love their work. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
Have you done it?
I've done a little bit,
Okay.
but that just confirms that I should do more. Yeah, totally.
Okay, good. Yeah. So that's like something that you can do from home to bring your healing into your own hands. I do feel like your neck is out of alignment as well.
Mm.
And so that actually, I feel like creates a little bit of like a pull on the hips. So I'm
Mm.
going to suggest block therapy and then working with like an upper cervical chiropractor.
Okay.
Somebody who does Nuka or Atlas orthogonal or like Blair chiropractic or the toggle recoil. There's a few, but make sure it's upper cervical. They
Okay.
adjust your neck with a sound wave. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's very precise. Whenever I see like that upper neck misalignment, I'm very like apt to suggest upper cervical chiropractic because it works so well for that.
Mm.
It'll drop your hips down, and then the fascial work will help. Now, this is interesting because I feel like on an emotional level, are you somebody who like has like what I want to say, like knows what you need to do in life, wants to do in life, but you procrastinate to do it?
Sometimes, yes.
Okay. I felt like when I connected in, it was that you needed to move forward and not
Mm.
procrastinate, get on what you need to be doing. So that was a part of some of the things that I was picking up on as well. And then
Mm.
also feeling, I sometimes get the sense too, like from your body, like, are you also somebody who feels like you need to do it all?
Yes.
Okay. You need to learn to delegate, ask for support and help, and not try to be the everything person because it's a little bit hard on your body. It's kind of like
Yeah.
burning your body out a little bit. Does that make
Yeah.
sense to you?
It does. Yes.
Okay. So that's my suggestions for you, just in a short mini reading.
Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that. And it totally resonates as a mom of four, business owner. Yeah, I'm like the go-to for everything for everybody. So
So you're a
thank you.
business owner. So do you have like things in your business that you should be doing that you maybe put aside or haven't
Oh yeah.
done?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
one like just hanging out. That's the one that's showing itself to you.
Yeah, that's the one I think. It's like,
Okay, I know which
move
one that is.
forward, get on it.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Thank you
Great
for
to
the
meet you,
clarity.
Alicia.
Likewise, thank you for everything.
Fabulous. Thank you. Let's go with Chris.
Hi, thank you. Yes, my name is Chris,
Hi,
and
Chris.
I've been experiencing some low back pain, and I don't usually get that in my sacrum.
Okay. Oh, we got a little theme going on. Yeah. Okay, let's see. It's funny, like when I first connect with your body, it's like even though you've got this low back pain, I'm actually drawn more to your middle back.
Hmm.
Or I feel like, do you do chiropractic?
I have to be kind of careful with it because when I get adjusted in my neck, I actually can lose my vision because I have some blood vessel sensitivity.
Yeah.
Of.
So I feel like you've got a little bit of, I don't know if it's like a rib that's kind of maybe out of place, or have you had any like tension in your middle back?
I just came off of a silent retreat where we were sitting for long periods of time. So I'm wondering if like just, being able to sustain sitting upright, like I'm kind of
Mhm.
collapsing in. I can kind of even feel it when I create that shape now in my body.
Yeah, like I kind of feel like you need a little bit of a release there. So,
Okay.
like foam rolling might be a really great way to get that back into place for you. A massage, if you can't do the chiropractic, I certainly don't do any neck cracking with your condition, but I definitely feel like, yeah, your body goes right to the physical for me in that regard. I don't think it's usually an issue for you, but it's there right now. And so it's just creating your hips and your sacrum to be a little bit off balance is what your
Oh,
body.
that's great to hear. I'm in the middle of a move and I was starting to second guess it. So I'm like, should I be doing
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Yeah. And it can be really helpful too to once you align yourself, just to do some like strengthening exercises with, like the ropes and the stretchy bands and things like that. You might want to just sort of reignite the muscles to come back together. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Get them
absolutely.
firing
Thank you so
properly.
much.
That's the words that I'm like hearing.
Which word?
Just get them firing properly again for you.
Sounds great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Let's do two more. Let's go with Ginny with the G.
I
Ginny,
was
you're
on.
up.
Hi, I wasn't expecting to be picked, so I was just here to listen.
Hi, Jenny. I know
Hi.
Jenny.
Yes, I know Keri. She's unbelievable. Can I just put that out there? I have known her for now. I've been part of her programs for like 4 years, and she has been a blessing in my life, a complete blessing. I just want to put that out there. So for anybody who doesn't know her, whoo, she has changed my life. So just really quickly, Keri, I'm asking for Sabrina, actually, my daughter. She has this mark on her leg, and I believe that we've spoken about it before. I went to the dermatologist, and they said that she needed to see a surgeon to have it removed. And he says that it's changed a bit. At the time that you had, I asked you about it, it was blood vessels. I believe it's still blood vessels. That's what my intuition is telling me, but I just wanted to check with you. That's it.
Okay, let's see. I still get the same response and answer. I'm really not worried about it.
Okay.
However, when a doctor says, we should remove this just because,
Yeah.
I say go ahead and remove it. It's not going to be hard for her. My daughter had a mole removed. It didn't
Yeah.
turn out to be anything. I knew it wasn't anything, but I'm a big proponent in listening
Yeah.
to also what the doctor has to say. I mean, you won't have to think about it anymore, and neither will she, but I definitely feel like, yeah, I'm not, like, it just feels like what we've talked about before,
Yeah.
really. Nothing seems different to me.
Okay.
Although her body is out, has she had any colds late recently?
No, but she's going through a lot of changes, right? Like teenage years and hormones and like I think tired from school and dance and
Yeah, I
like
just feel like her
yeah.
body's a bit tired or something. So, but her body's asking for vitamin C, which can help
Okay.
increase cortisol, support your adrenal glands, help boost your immune system. It's great for skin and collagen. It's wonderful for so many things. And so I would just kind of like support her. You could do some juicing, you could do some rose hip tea, you could do some vitamin C, things that are just really high in vitamin C for her right now.
Do you recommend any specific vitamin C? Because I was looking for one actually, and I don't know what to pick when it comes to that, it seems like. So can you
I feel like
recommend?
for her, like you could just do a regular, like, can she swallow pills? Some kids can't.
Yeah,
Like
I think she's pretty good. Yeah.
yeah, just like a regular 500 milligrams of vitamin C. I would just keep it at a lower dose.
Okay. Any
Um,
company is fine, or should I do
I feel like
Designs for
Natural
Health? Or...
Factors now, Designs for Health is one of my favorite. So, but Natural Factors, because you're in Canada, that's not available in the States, I don't
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
But
factors.
Natural Factors is also really good. So.
Okay, good. I just wanted to check with the mark because the doctor scared me, I'll be honest with you. So I think that's why I just wanted to check with you. I just didn't like, even though my intuition was saying exactly what you're saying, he was just like, oh, it's changed and you need to go see somebody else. And he was just really rude. I was just like, what is going on? So I'm like, okay, but I think it's fine. But yeah, we're gonna go get it removed. But I just wanted to check with
I
you.
mean, just to make you feel better, like my daughter's mole was like the only black mole on her body, and the dermatologist was like, "Oh, it's suspicious. We're gonna wait a year."
Mhm.
And went to our regular GP, and she's like, "Let's just remove it
Yeah.
and stick it in," and it was nothing.
Okay, perfect. Thank
So,
you. Thank you.
but yes, can do what the doctor says anyways. That's
Yeah, I will for sure.
important for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Keri. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
So nice seeing you.
You too. You look
Yeah.
great.
Thanks.
Fabulous. Let's go ahead and talk about how they can work with you in your offer, and then we'll go ahead and do an activation. I just feel for the sake of time, maybe we should
Sure.
go that route, don't you think?
And you can pull that up for her. So if we go to, Keri, we're still waiting on an affiliate link approval, but we will get your page up here so you can talk about it. And it includes, the really nice discount that you did for our team. And we will get that from the Notion card.
Let me just tell my husband to accept.
I was sending that right now. I was like, hey. But cool. Yes.
Yeah.
No worries. And that'll happen on the back end, but we definitely can get everyone what they need right now by taking a look at the ways in which we can work with you. It's pretty interesting. And I was going through it and I was like, wow, this is so informative.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
There
So
you go. The offering right there.
Okay, perfect.
got it.
Sometimes my mouse doesn't like to work in this app,
Yeah, they all have their own kind of things, right?
don't they?
Yeah. Just patience. That's what we got to do, right?
Great.
Everything's a teacher.
Apparently, mine lately is patience. That keeps coming up in my world today.
There we go.
All right.
So tell us a little bit about what you brought for us today.
So this is actually one of my first babies, and this is a course that I put together a few years ago that helps people to, just like it says, activate, connect, and learn to trust their intuition. So I take people through a series of videos and Q&As, getting people comfortable with what it feels like to connect to your intuition, learning the differences between what we say is like our ego mind and our intuition, just working with people through many different exercises to help them know for sure that what they're hearing is their intuition and learning to take action with it for sure. We also do some connection with guides and angels in here, and
Nice.
it's a really beautiful course. I've gotten so many great reviews with this course, and I really wanted to just, because what healed me was listening to my intuition. This is my passion project,
Yeah.
and this is what I wanted to offer to everyone today.
Thank you. Is this the different things that you had found through a culmination of your work that got you to really start trusting? Is this what you used? know that
Yeah,
you said
this
that.
is kind of my process with how I learned to connect to my intuition. It's so easy to read other people, but when it comes to ourselves, we can be so emotionally involved
Yes.
that it can be really hard to actually trust that what we're getting is real and we're not just making it up. And so it took me some time to, go, well, what do I have to lose? Why don't I just listen and take action, see what happens? So this is kind of a step-by-step process of learning those things and how to trust your intuition.
Wow.
So there's activate, connect, trust, and there's a big bonus, a couple bonuses in here.
Yeah, so my husband Adam he did a bonus class. He's an intuitive energy healer. So he's helping people to learn simple techniques to connect to their own energy and start to heal their bodies and clear their energy so they can hear their intuition. But it's more like a self-healing module with your energy.
Nice.
And Ellie used to work with us. She no longer does, but she's going to help people also learn how to put together a little numerology reading.
Oh, cool.
That's fun. Fabulous. So the course is 122, and look for the link somewhere around this video. It's usually below it in the various different places that we post things.
And then we'll also have that in the description on the YouTube link, and then also with every replay. So, thank you so much. I know that the value is, well, it says that the course you would normally sell it for $297, but the value, I always try to remind everybody, like the value is so much more than generally what you would have even sold it at. So thank you so much for offering this to our audience today.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
Are there other benefits, and I feel like it'd be cheesy to ask, but for connecting with your intuition you have found beyond the health?
I use it for so many things actually now. I use it for like when I was deciding to buy a house, when I was deciding where I wanted to live. Gosh, I use it for everything, really. I even actually sometimes channel spirits that come through now. So I guess that would be like more mediumship. I don't do that for, work or anything, but sometimes people come through in my readings and I have to deliver messages. And
Wow.
I remember before my grandmother passed away a couple years ago now, I kept hearing my grandfather, he had long since passed away, call your grandmother, call your grandmother. So like it opens you up to so many things. It's a huge world out there. And the more you use it, the more it grows. It's like a muscle. But yeah, it's definitely something that you can use for everything.
I'm glad that you said that, because I just wanted the audience to also kind of make that association. I intuitively kind of knew the answer to that, but I wanted people to hear you say, like, your home and how do you use it on a practical basis. So thank you.
All the feng shui came from somebody's intuition, right? They just sense the energy and they're like, things seem to always work better if they're together like this and that.
Yeah.
I mean, I use it for like food and supplements and gosh, what car not to buy.
Yeah.
Stocks.
And I also wanted people to see how they can also utilize the teachings that you have here. When you start to open those things up, then you start to know how to have that communication, and then you can feel confident in using it for other things, like what car to buy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, I want to leave people with kind of an epic experience. So my intuition thought, and I would ask you this, and maybe you'll say no or redirect it, but there's a lot of hands raised, and I'm wondering if they would put the area of focus of their body in the chat. I'm wondering if you could kind of do something where it'd bring in all the energies for everyone on the line and even people listening in the future.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
Okay.
I'm going to walk you guys through a short process that I use.
Okay.
It's just one of the processes that I use to get people to connect to their intuition. And so for today, just think of, an area of your body that you want some answers, or maybe not even your body. Maybe you're trying to decide something else in your life right now. Just get something that you would like to know in your mind, okay? So that when we get to the place where I prompt you to ask your body, you get the answer. Also remember the very first thought that you have when we ask the question is the answer. And if for some reason you do not get an answer today, that's okay. It doesn't mean you can't connect to your intuition. It doesn't mean that it's not there. Sometimes those answers will come later in the day when you're clearer and you're not putting the pressure on yourself to get the answer. But definitely be open to the possibility that, it might come later today, or you're just not relaxed enough. And that's okay too. Like I said, the more you use it, the more it grows. I don't need to do like a meditation to hear my intuition anymore, because I know what it feels like, what it sounds like, and you can get there too. Perhaps some of you are already there. So with that being said, I think everybody's got an area that they're wanting to focus on. I can see all the comments coming in. So let's just get comfortable in the chair that we're in, or if you're laying down, that's okay too. And let's just close your eyes and placing your feet firmly on the floor if you're sitting up, just to ground your body. And let's take a deep belly breath in, just breathing as deep into your belly as you can. And just releasing on the out breath. And coming back to your breath, let's take another deep belly breath in, feeling your belly expand even more. And just releasing any tension or stress on the out breath. And just feeling how your body immediately begins to relax. Just noticing the peace in every cell. And taking another deep breath in, this time feeling how your mind begins to relax. Almost as if you can feel the space between your thoughts. Feeling the oneness with your body. The peace with the energy around your body. Let's now take our energy and focus to our heart center. Not the heart itself, but the area around the heart. And just noticing, how does your heart energy feel? You might feel expanded and open, or maybe there's just a little bit of something there, and it's okay if you don't know what that is. Let's just take a breath, breathing into our heart center. And just releasing anything that just needs to be let go of on the out breath. Just giving it over to Creator God to transform. Now, with your mind's eye, let's take a moment to envision something that brings you unconditional love and joy. Just feeling it in every cell of your body, remembering it as though it's happening right now. Maybe this is laying in a beautiful field of flowers. Maybe it's the hug that you give a tree. You brought your puppy or kitten home. Just remembering the feeling of love, the feeling of peace and joy. And as you connect with that feeling, take a moment to breathe that deep into your body. So taking a deep breath in and pulling that energy to every cell, every space of your being. Almost as though it spreads so much joy that it's overflowing into your auric field. Just feeling so good in your body, so connected to love and joy. Just take a moment now to ask your body the question that you have for it. And listening to the very first thing that you think. Not trying to push an answer, but listening for the very first word, sentence, picture, or feeling. And now taking a deep breath in again. And coming back to your body and this room. You can now open your eyes. And just maybe in the comments, if you feel like, let me know if you were able to hear, see, or feel anything at all.
Can't wait
Just
to
put
see this.
yes. Yeah. Jenny says yes.
What if you get something that almost seems like a metaphor?
What did you get?
Go to the moon.
Wow.
So I don't know if that means like, I'm pretty sure it's not literal, but I was like, what?
I don't think
I
it's
get it.
literal, but what I kind
Yeah.
of feel, I don't know what you asked, but I kind of feel like, you know how people are like, yes, that phrase, like go to
Yes.
the moon, or like the world is your oyster, or
Yes,
like,
that's what I
you
got
know,
from
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind
like-
of what I interpreted from
It's
it.
like,
And then
yeah.
I would, and then I said, what would it take for me to run a marathon? I have a little hip, gimp, and it's like, go forward faster. I was like, all right then. I guess I'm doing something a little out of this world and a little faster.
I think that's great because it's like, to me, that makes me feel like it's, like move forward with it. You can put your mind to anything. The sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I
Yeah.
heard too.
Kind of curious what other people have that was, you are whole. Love it.
Mine was love where you are right now. Like fall in love with it.
Oh, that's neat.
Like just
I-
super, super gratitude. Yeah.
I try hard every day to do that because our human nature is like, oh, I wish I could be over here. Or I want
Yes.
to travel over here. Or I'll be happy when.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like such great advice. I love that.
Carrie, it seems that you have a natural energy to just receive too. And it just, I mean, if somebody would come to me and say, you're experiencing, digestive issues or whatever, and maybe I was or wasn't, I'd be like, okay, weird person. And I probably wouldn't receive from them. And the person that came to you, like, I want to create you a website. I mean, you're just like, okay, let's do it. Where I would be like, dude, I have to work for the trade. And I just feel like, there's a lightness about you. Have you always been that way or was that developed?
I mean, I feel like I've always kind of been that way, but I would say that my intuition has grown exponentially from using it every day.
Yeah.
And in the
It's practice.
beginning, I would question the messages that I received. And, I'd often say, I didn't get anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I didn't actually realize that I did receive an answer, but maybe I just didn't like the answer I received.
Well, that's
I
kind
didn't
of how
like
I was.
receiving the answer that I didn't love myself.
Right. That's a hard
That
one
was
to
Not
take.
something I was willing to hear at first. Like I was like,
Well,
mean, like no way.
well, the
But
first word that came in my head was love. And I was like, okay. And then I guess it just started to expand and it was basically, love where you're at, love what, but I would have taken it at first as like love yourself, but it really was around love the journey. So I guess I was able to just kind of stay with the inquisitive nature of that to kind of get more. But I could see how, like, oh, like what? I don't love myself. Like I would then probably have, before I learned this work, try to make myself wrong for that. And I think a lot of people can relate.
Yeah. We've talked a little bit on the series of like kind of the energy healing skeptic within us, even those of us even on these calls, we still have that little skepticism. Do you have advice for us to let that go where we're doubting ourselves and our abilities and especially our intuitive abilities,
We're
right?
so cute, aren't we?
I know.
and I think that even for myself in overwhelming or situations that could have a worst case scenario outcome, I can still go to the panic mode to like,
Mhm.
what if it's this? But
Yep.
if I take a moment and really listen and calm my body down, I've just learned that our intuition just comes really quickly. It's like a whisper, and you're not going to get a different answer every time you ask. It's really simple, and it's often a lot more simple than we like to think. So use your intuition, learn what it sounds like, and start to trust it is the biggest advice that I can give. And if you ever question your answer, if you think you made it up or you just don't trust what you're getting, play with it. Ask your intuition the same question in a different way. See if you get different answers. And maybe start off with things that aren't so serious, right? Sometimes our health can feel very serious because we're living
Right.
in the body and we can have these nagging symptoms like pain. But maybe start off with something different, something a little lighter that you can learn to play with and trust the answers, take action, really let it grow. And then you can start to trust what you're getting for your body. And I think that's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Zindy's
Gosh,
asking if I helped the gentleman that developed my website.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
I did. So that's actually he's a beautiful friend of mine now,
Oh,
and almost like a brother. We consider him family, and he
how
is
Oh,
cool.
wow.
whole and well, and has, he's uncle to my kids now. He's definitely just a part of the family. So.
That's so cool. I love how it all works. I just love how, our guides or however you name this, but that it just brings us together with people that you now have as, the uncle to your kids. That's so cool.
I know. My gosh.
I feel like I met you before too. I'm like, did you go to any summer camps? Like, I feel like I've seen your smile, like hung out with you, and maybe it's just
so
your
sweet.
energy. Yeah.
Thanks. I have this ability to kind of get along with everybody. It's not just here, but I think it's one of my superpowers, maybe. I'm just,
Oh, sure. Yeah, I gather that for sure. It definitely is. Well,
Yeah.
Keri, thank you.
My gosh. Final words.
Yeah.
my final words would be take time to practice, sit with your intuition every single day, learn to hear it. It's such a beautiful experience. And the more you use it, the more it grows. So dive deep. You hold
Yeah.
the answers to all of everything you need to know.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that was I think I almost don't want to let you go because you've got such this soft and light energy. It's just like, nope, just stay.
Thank
Actually,
you.
we could stop the recording and she could stay through the break with you
Yeah.
if she wants to, right?
Sure. Great.
Let me stop it so we have it official, and then only the people on the stream can watch it. So, ha for all you people that didn't show up live.
Yay.
So usually at this point, we just, have some fun. We talk about the other speakers and we talk about, really just whatever comes through. And usually it's something that we just heard or something like that. So instead, since we have all these callers and all these hand raised, and you're willing,
Did you want to take a couple?
Did you wanna
one
just
more
go
or two?
through?
Sure. Yeah. I could take another
Watch, it's gonna be something we're like,
you
we should
you
record
choose
this.
who you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
well,
just
I
kidding.
think I'll get you to choose because I think I see some people that I know also, not that I
Okay.
don't want to take
Gotcha.
them, but I don't want to feel like
Yes. I
I'm
gotcha.
favoring anyone or anything.
I can't see the names now.
Would you favor those people? Let's take Deha. Will you turn on your camera, please, if you can? Thank
Hi.
you. Hi.
Hello. Yeah, hi, I'm Daja. I just
Raja.
have a question about my knee. My left knee. I've had some issues with it for about a year. I was told it had a meniscus tear. I've been going to physiotherapy, but it's not really been getting better. So I just wondered yeah, if you had any suggestions on what else I could do to try and heal it.
Yeah, the very first thing that I was getting an image of right away. So this is like clairvoyance when you see pictures, but I was really feeling right away to use like some kind of frequency device. Do you have like an iTerra wand or like a biomat or something even that you can use frequency to help your body like bring its energy and focus to the knee?
I have like a sort of infrared lamp. I don't know if that's something similar. I
That's
have been using that.
that's amazing. And it's kind of similar, but not totally. So you probably have somebody like a spa around you that has like a pulsed electromagnetic frequency mat or um some kind of device like that where they sell like a punch pass. I think it would be really helpful for you to get some frequency done on the knee.
Okay.
Um, I do feel like, let's see, I'm just going to see if what your body tells me about any emotional stuff. Are you somebody who, the first thing I hear is like, don't compare yourself to others. So I feel like, are you somebody who like has a lot of comparison things, maybe trying to keep up with others or?
Yeah, definitely. I think I do.
Okay. So I don't know if around when you injured it, you were maybe in that sort of energy. But I definitely feel like what's being held in the knee is that like comparison, what do you call it? Like, yeah, self-worth, self
Mhm.
stuff that's kind of being hanging out in the knee. So really working on the fact that you have your own beautiful gifts in this world and you don't need to be like anyone else or even better than anyone else. You just need to be you. So really just connecting to that energy to help clear it from the knee. I think that'll help it to heal.
Okay. And so what was the name of the first thing that you mentioned? The
Like
electromagnetic.
it's like so there's the pulse electromagnetic frequency mat or something affordable um is the iTerra wand. It's like it kind of looks like a blow dryer and you can just use it each day on your knee.
Okay, I'll have a look
Yeah.
for that. Okay.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
You know.
Thank you. Carrie, do you find that there are any trends? Like one time with somebody who said knees are usually something that you feel you need. Do you find trends like that? Like, is that like she has a need to fit in or some sort of need? Do you find trends like that within the body?
I do, and I think that Louise Hay was onto something when I think we all probably know who Louise Hay is,
Yeah.
but she was onto something when she went through the body and had all those affirmations um, and I think that can be kind of generalized, but I definitely do feel like there are trends for sure. For instance, like I often find with like sinus stuff, it's a lot of like irritation with somebody and or with life and like an irritated feeling.
Uh-huh.
Or I don't know, I'm just like trying to think here. Like spine stuff can be a lot to do with boundaries and learning to support yourself. And yeah, but I mean, everybody is kind of individual too.
Katie asked if the iTerra wand would work on her upper spine.
Yeah, like what it would do is just bring all of your anti-inflammatory immune cells, healing cells. It moves stagnant energy. It clears out meridians. I've seen it do some real wonders. I actually used one on my daughter when she sprained her ankle really bad, and she was in a volleyball tournament and she didn't think she'd be able to play. And after 2 days, she was walking again and was able to play, but it was like really swollen and I couldn't believe how quick it cleared the energy and brought her immune system to the area.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Okay, if you guys can turn on your cameras, that would be helpful when you come on. But I want to take Alchemist Omar. So I like your name.
I was just going to say, I love your name.
Well, that's not actually my name. My name is Omar.
Oh, Omar.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm in training to be an alchemist.
There we go.
Yeah, I have a left shoulder problem that developed. I think it probably developed from using a cane. I just started using a cane a few months ago.
Mhm. I definitely right away though feel like it's not just your shoulder. I feel like it's your neck as well. And yeah, it feels like the lower neck to be not necessarily the upper, but the lower. And I feel like it's pulling on the shoulder muscles. You're just a little bit off alignment. I think that I would probably, are you doing any body work for it?
I'm still a chiropractor.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're doing like some lower neck work for you?
A little bit, but this is kind of a different chiropractor than I've worked with in the past. They mostly do the muscles instead of the bones.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I think that's perfect. But I do think that somehow if they can get those bones of the lower neck in, it feels like it's just pulling, and because I almost feel like there's like it's like a tilt going on
Mm,
when I look at the body for you.
yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, so it's like needing to work on that alignment. And then on the emotional, spiritual level, let me just see. Have you ever like, it's almost like when I'm connecting to that energy, there's like almost like a why me? Why is this happening to me energy? Does that resonate with you?
Not really. I just
Not for the shoulder, for something else in your life.
um, I kind of take it as it goes. I mean, everything happens for my best good, kind
I
of.
like your outlook. Absolutely. I definitely am just picking up on something about like something you've taken on. I don't even feel like it's yours. This is an interesting one. Like almost like, did you grow up with somebody who was maybe a little bit in that energy?
Uh, Possibly. I grew up in a very religious household. You know,
Hmm.
church every Sunday for the first 16 years of my life, basically.
Yeah. There's something about like taking on or shouldering an energy that I feel like isn't quite your own, but there's this like sort of somebody who
It could be my wife's energy, maybe, because she was in a car accident, left her
uh
paralyzed, and that almost killed me. You know, taking care of her.
yeah. So it's almost like you've taken on some of that. And we do that sometimes as people, especially with people that we love. We like, like if my kids are injured or someone that, I really love, I start to really kind of like internalize or feel it or take it on in some ways. And I feel maybe, I don't know if you're an energy worker or what you are, but like I feel like you're clearing some stuff here as well. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I feel like you have like a really, I don't know if anyone's ever told this, but you have like a healer sort of energy where I don't know, like almost like a shamanistic sort of ability to kind of absorb energy. And I don't know if anyone's ever told you that before.
well, that's what been in training with. to be an alchemist shaman, basically. That's
Okay. I wasn't sure what an alchemist was, but like, I mean, I know like spirit, like the spiritual meaning of it, but like I didn't know what that was. So I think I get it now. And so clear yourself off. Make sure you do.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you too.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
All right, let's go ahead and take Dawn DeVito.
And I think this
You
will
need to
probably be
unmute.
the last one.
And this will probably be the last one.
So that you can go rest as well.
But thank
My
you
bladder
for
says so.
I hear you. I hear you. I figured. I was like, I'm picking up on something. So
She's like, this is good. So last one, Dawn, you're up.
Hello, Keri and everyone. How are you?
Hi.
I basically want to see if you're getting any kind of feelings. I know something's going on with me, but are you getting any initial?
So that's more of like a full reading question.
Okay. Well, as far as health, health wise,
That would just take a full
issues?
body scan rather than like a somewhere I can just directly go. Do you have like, is it something like a symptom that you can ask me to look into, or?
I guess we'll say the gut or any food allergies, and those are probably kind of related.
Mhm. The very first word that I hear is you do have like a little bit of like a fungal candida overgrowth going on in your gut. I think it's hormone related is what your body is telling me. Maybe like from stress or something you've been going through is what I'm feeling. We have estrogen receptors in our gut, and they can be affected by stress and even foods and things like that. But I definitely feel like one of the things that I would tell you to do is maybe look at the Candida type diet and go along sort of those lines, like no sugar, no processed foods, that kind of thing for a little bit. But I do feel like there is a big emotional piece to this as well. Like I want to call it a little bit of stress gut in a way. Does that resonate with you?
Yep. Yeah.
Have you been going through a period of grieving?
Yeah, I lost both my parents in 2020.
Yeah.
And they lived right next door to me. So it's
Yeah.
still difficult. We still live here, but they're gone. So
Yeah, because when I talk to your digestion, it tells me that like this began with grieving, and it's been an incredibly transforming, I'm going to use the word transforming time in your life. Very hard. Not all transformation is like cake and lollipops. It's sometimes hard. And I want to say I'm really sorry for your loss. And
thank you.
I send you so much love. Grief is something that needs to process, and it can take time, and we can't rush it. And when you are feeling those feelings, it could be helpful to try and connect with the energy of your parents and know that they're still there. They are around you. I know you know this, but
Yep. I consult with a few intuitives. The difficult part is, I know I've seen my parents every day of my life since I was born. They babysat my kids, they helped me raise them. So it's just a big, yeah. But yeah, definitely. And I'm seeing an integrative doctor, and actually I have a bunch of tests out that I'm waiting for the results, and I'm doing a SIBO test in the next couple days. So I'm just waiting. I have to wait the 2 weeks to not be off whatever I have to be off of. But that I'm definitely working on it. I've done the Candida diet. I lost 150 pounds back in like 2018 to like 2020, and then so I've gained back about 15 of it. So I'm working on, but still, it's been difficult with
I
the
think
stress.
with SIBO, you know, it's not uncommon for bacteria to come back in the gut.
Mhm.
I see it a lot, but one of the things that I will say is that we have a gut-brain axis, and sometimes we work really hard on the gut, really like we do all the, you know, antimicrobials, the herbs, the supplements, and it makes it better, but then we come off of them and it comes back or that kind of thing. That's
What I think
really tough.
happened. I think I healed it. I lost all that weight and everything, and then lost my parents. And
Exactly. So that's your body's way of saying, wait a minute, there's something going on in this gut. And
right.
I really feel like I would say nervous system regulation. There's this really beautiful woman on YouTube who I often recommend. She doesn't know that I do that. But her name is Suki Baxter. I don't know if anybody has heard of her before, but she has a lot of free polyvagal nervous system regulation exercises. And it really just helps to calm the stress response, reactivate like the beautiful connection from the vagus nerve to the gut to the brain. But I actually feel like your healing is here
Yeah.
rather than down here. And it's not to say that you shouldn't do like a candida diet again or things like that. That's going to help on the physical, but to really truly fully heal, I feel like we need to go, you know, to what's happening in the spiritual, in the brain, and the emotional.
Mhm.
That feels like your path or line of healing that your body's talking about.
Okay. Have you ever heard of Ann Tucker?
I haven't.
She's a trans channel. She channels angels. I've been working with a intuitive for like 12 years, and I connect with my guardian angel every year. And I was turned on to her a few months back, and actually I'm starting her soul convergence this weekend, and it's like an 11-week training, and it's supposed to be healing. It's supposed to be you're going to heal masculine and feminine energy first with the masculine for 12 weeks, and then you heal, you know, with. So I'm like, I'm praying that I'm all on the right track, because now you even saying this is confirmation that, yeah, that it's all, I know
Yeah.
they're connected, but, and
Yeah.
I'm an empath and I take on the energy of others, and my children are going through a rough time because that was like second parents to them. So I'm taking on everybody's.
Mm-hmm. I feel that. And so your nervous system is like really in a place of like it's frazzled. And that's where your healing lies. You're on the right track. And it's not that working with an integrative doctor won't help, but I feel like your body's telling me, your gut is telling me we've got to work through grief.
Mhm.
And yeah, like and all of what you're holding for your kids and for your
Mhm.
whole life memories and all of those things. But that's what's really coming for me, for you.
That I think you're right on. So I greatly appreciate your time. Thank you, ladies.
Thank
Sending
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
God bless everybody.
Bless you. Oh my gosh. My parents
Sometimes
died.
heavy stuff can come up.
Yeah, I got a lot of emotion from her. And,
Me too.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
Thank
you
you,
have
everybody.
such a beautiful energy from your parents, and it's beautiful that you're moving through. So, yeah.
Thank you. I know they're here every day. I get little visits.
Yeah, I
get
got
it. When
that.
my
Yeah.
dad passed, I started getting a tap on the left side. And I thought it was crazy, but then I'm like, and after mom passed 9 months later, got on the right. So yeah,
Oh, how sweet.
and
Yeah.
they visit in
That
dreams.
gave me
Yeah.
goosebumps.
Yeah,
I
me
know.
too.
And that's what happens to me, head to toe. So I know they're here. I know my guardian angel. I know, all my spirits are here. Yeah.
And they help so much from that side too. They really do. So it's
Yeah.
amazing.
They do. So I'll just keep asking them for help with this gut healing as well. So again, thank you.
Yeah, and maybe it's like grief healing too. One of the things, when was it Elisa that came on?
Yeah.
When she was working on me a little bit, I felt like this energy of devastation, and it's almost as if I never grieved my dad's death. And when, gosh, it was just like a flood I couldn't, I had to get off the line. It was just like, I was just like a puddle. And I was realized that, oh my gosh, I've never actually even grieved this. I just kind of kept on pushing on. So, the grieving process can come back round, quite a few years later. Yeah.
If I could say something, my dad just suddenly passed. So in 2019, the end, my mom found out she had bone marrow cancer.
Oh, wow.
My dad was out my kitchen window, cutting his, there was.
I got that it was sudden.
Cutting his bushes and everything. My mom, the grocery stores, like they did not need any help from me. They were just, we were like, neighbors.
Yeah.
And my dad finds out my mom has it. We believe he had a heart attack. We didn't know about it. He started slowing down. Then we get him in the hospital. 2 weeks, he passed. It didn't work. Well, my mom had a bone marrow transplant 5 weeks later. She said, I'm still going through with this. And then fought and fought. But so I never got to grieve him at first because I was getting her ready. And then she passed after Christmas. And that's what's difficult because I haven't Christmas since because it was her holiday. In fact, I didn't even decorate. I lived next door. Her house was just gorgeous. And she did all so I went to her house and visit because I worked full time. Yeah, they were just a big support system for me. Cook dinner every night. I mean, I know. We have to, sorry, but thank you for your time.
I love it.
Gosh,
Well, we're sitting here.
I was so blessed to have them as long as I did. I was so blessed to have them.
And you did. You're still so blessed. And Keri, thank you so much for
sharing.
For cluing into that. I mean, you just knew. And it gave her a time to be able to be held by us. So we're just sending you so much love, and we're right here with you as well.
Thank you. And Keri, oh my gosh, thank you. And
we'll let you go.
You guys, if you're looking for Keri's offer and this, that, and the other, then you will go ahead and find it around and below this video. So guys, stick around. We're not done yet. In about 25 minutes, we're talking with Karina from Greece. And she has a near-death experience and quite a cool energy. So I hope you enjoy it. Keri, thank you. Any last thing you feel like you want to say? And I just want to give you a hug. I mean, I feel like, gosh, thanks for just hanging out with us for a little while here.
It's been so amazing. And I'm so happy that we all got to connect today. You can find me at intuitivehealthsolutions.com. Okay. You want to reach out. And I feel like the last thing I need to say is call your loved ones.
Yeah.
That was a message that's coming through.
Thank you.
We can so often just text and, what you had was so special, Dawn. And call your loved ones.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we did, Leonka just put the offer in the chat, by the way, if you are looking for that on this call. Oh my gosh, you guys. Thank you guys. I just feel so much love and gratitude today. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
And we will let you go this time. Okay. We'll officially unpin you and thank you, Keri, for being a part of us. Part of the Hot Hustle here.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Wow. I don't know where to go from here.
So many thank you, so many thank yous on the chat. Gosh, I mean, so many hands raised, and it just goes to show, we really know we're tapping into something really special here, especially having Keri on the line and her being able to just really zero in. And the biggest takeaway for me was to look within,
do it. We
really have our own answers.
Yeah,
that's one of the things I love about the work that I do, is because I always want to teach people how to go in.
Yeah. Well, the Akashic records, that is going with
that's yours, right?
Yeah. And for the receiver with Akashic records, to be able to say, yes, do me, there's a vulnerability to that. I think there's a vulnerability to get people to read your energy as well.
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, so good. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Oh, I still want to call my mom all the time. You can write to us. I mean,
we'll try to
for you. Just send me a message in the
stay on the line. We'll have some mediums that'll so you have words back. Gosh, I have this medium friend, and the very first time that she connected with me, she was like, "I'm getting something that's going like hot, like taking off a hat." You know, and
was she saying Haute?
Maybe it's a sign. And I knew it was my grandmother right away because she I was, playing with this little boy at one time, and she, we were just playing with this hat for like an hour, and I just connected with her, and it was just like that was the way in.
That's so cool.
It's so weird that how those mediums like can really go. It's this is the message, you know who this is. Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, take a break.
Yes,
Yeah, love on that puppy.
I'll be right back.
You're good. I'll hang out and hold down the fort, man. So let me tell you guys, this second week of the summit, doing these which feels like nonstop, can get like a little overwhelming for me. And I feel like I go from having all the words in the world at the beginning of the week to like having none. And I just marinate in energy. And I love these immersions so much because it seems that every single call takes me personally to whatever I needed next. And I hope that you'll send in some stories or testimonials on, how you've noticed even that when you do an immersion like this, how does it take you further? How does it move you? We shared last week, and I'll share it again this weekend, on some of the practices that we've started to integrate in my life and Lianka's life. I'd love to hear also some of your takeaways. I mean, this is a community here, and it would be just delightful to have you email us or even write things in the chat or on Instagram. We're still doing that Instagram contest every single day. Somebody is getting a DM, and I'm sending them a $10 gift card. If you want to find us on Instagram, it's instagram.com, because I'm a commer still. It's funny every time I feel like every time Lianka does a reel, she's like, we're at www dot and I feel like, gosh, that's like such school from the millennials. It's like beyond the millennials. So but join us on Instagram. If you comment on YouTube, same thing. I've been hunting down, looking for comments. Sometimes there's only one, so the competition is low. So if you, if you're called or you just want to comment on the speaker, even, I mean, it serves them too. So I would love if you would contribute on our various social platforms. The YouTube link is always in the email, by the way. I don't think I need to put that in the chat, because all of them are hosted there, and they will be hosted there until the end of the summit. And then we'll moderate it a little bit so that there's reasons to change and grow. So we'd love if you'd contribute on YouTube and Instagram, just to move this community and help it grow and help it have more players, so to speak. Also want to remind you that we do have behind the scenes, and if you purchase an offer, we have the lounge. With the lounge, it's bi-monthly group coaching, and you also get 10% off all our speaker special offers. So join us in the lounge. I want to talk just a little bit about yesterday's speakers. We had Keri Fulmore, who is doing something really cool with some of the celebrities like Janet Atwood, and he talked about Darren Hardy, and a bunch of them have different bonuses and gifts, Mind movies, and
Just
so
like a ton of stuff. Yeah.
right. So you buy a $16 book and you get a ton of stuff, and the book is so cute. You know, it's an easy,
Oh, you should
easy
definitely pick it
read.
up.
And it has these 10 messages in it. And I don't know. I just thought it was just a really light
Oh,
and delightful
interview.
conversation,
Yeah.
right? You know, I actually didn't know what to expect with him because I didn't know that much about him. I had just gotten his book and knew he had this launch coming up.
He
So
was fun. A lot of people commented. They were like, "Wow, what a great interview! What a great, just the energy that we had." And so, if you're, even a business owner, or if you're looking to pull a hobby like into an actual like message that you want to take to the world, gosh, he was super inspiring for that.
So good.
I felt like I could go out. I felt like I could be a singer. I felt like I could, really, really just bring a lot of good message to people. I mean, I felt like I could do it all because he was just like, yeah.
I know. He was just hanging out with us. And another one, you guys, after him, Amy, which I won't butcher her name again, but it's something like Serge Skarsky. But she, I just posted a reel with her this morning where she was saying how she mines crystals in Arkansas. Like she literally goes to these like clay pit areas, I guess, and they dig. Mm-hmm. And she was like, it's kind of like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, but you don't have to go into caves.
Yeah, I saw her doing it on Instagram, and I thought, how fun! And she's showing them, and they have like all the like.
I think it would be really fun to do that.
Yeah, I want to too.
But and the point of that was she was sharing how she does psychic surgery with some of these like really high quality crystals, and she mentioned names I've never heard before on certain types of crystals, and
she was very well versed, and she knew her stuff.
And intuitively, she did some intuitive readings, and she was spot on.
Yes. She could zero in.
Oh, she's so zeroed in. She was probably, I mean, all of them are really good.
Yeah.
Like, we vet these people. We don't, just bring on anybody that, is just kind of, run of the mill. Like, I think Leonka and I could probably do psychic readings, but we wouldn't trust them.
Well, she just had that psychic surgery. Yeah, I'm not sure that I'm
not
ready. I'm not ready for surgery.
Oh,
and it's not something that I, I'm seeking out to just run around and do, but maybe.
And the chakra thing. Mm-hmm. She said, like, she went to an event and somebody replaced part of a chakra. Which we were like, what? So if you haven't heard that, make sure you listen to the replay. That would be a great one. And I think Alyssa Rushton, she's one of my personal favorites that just, she really brings in some of the science. Mm-hmm. She said Joe Dispenza was wrong, or what I was listening to at the time that Joe Dispenza explained was not exactly correct. She's like, that's not exactly how it works. It's more like this, which I thought was hilarious. But she really knows her stuff. And there's some of, gosh, I would just feel like
Egan was really cool.
Egan was really cool. Purple person.
Yeah, he's a starseed that remembers all of his past, not all of them, I'm not sure, I didn't ask that specifically, but most of his past lives, even as an extraterrestrial, also can bring in some of the lessons that we are here to kind of receive, and then also really teaches us how to in a multidimensional, like if I have some superpower strengths that I am, exhibiting in a different life that's running parallel with mine, it teaches us how to go and grab some of those so that we can be, superpowered with all of our.
And he's been doing this for years, like since the 60s.
Yeah.
So he's well versed.
Yeah.
And he came on with the screen in the back. He's like, "This is the multiverse behind me," and we were like, "Oh, we love it." Gosh, I can't think of one that wasn't
Oh,
that
no,
great.
they
But
were
those
all
are the
great.
ones that, if you are looking and you want us to kind of curate some of the best, those would be the latest best. Marilyn was great last Friday too.
Oh, yeah,
she's the very last one on week one. She's kind of moving into more businessy stuff, but my gosh,
She's
when she
super
started
tapped in.
reading about halfway
Yeah.
through, I was like, what?
She could just, I mean, she can narrow in
Yeah.
so fast. And
Yeah.
I mean, just really, 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 and gets right
Yeah.
to the point and
Right.
doesn't let
bullshit happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what got me with her is she's like, no, I'm not letting you doubt yourself. Yeah, sure. It says Marilyn is awesome.
Yeah, she is. I
Yeah.
thought that was really cool. She
Yeah.
doesn't want to see people not utilizing their gifts. Like she was ready for people to just, let's use our gifts. Let's
Yeah.
do the things that we most say we want. And I thought that was super cool.
And with Shayla.
Oh gosh,
before
she was
that,
cool
she's
too.
been to like
God.
19 dispensa
I know.
events, and she's
I was thinking about
kind
her.
of like a mini dispensa from an energy
Sure.
standpoint. She didn't talk so much about the science, but really, you could really tell
Oh,
that she
yeah.
was energetically tapped in as well. I still want to call her Waxella, but it's
Washella.
Washella. No, it's
actually
Washayla.
Washayla. That's right. That's pretty.
Gosh, it is.
Washayla. Shayla. Washayla. I love that. That's pretty. And I love that she did say that she had been to so many dispensa events because we really follow him. And I felt
do.
like I could even make the connections. I was like, is he talking about her in this one? I don't know. It's silly.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah. But I could see how she really is, seeing beyond the veil, right? So she helps us move past and really step outside and outside of the matrix, right? So like the programming that we had, and she says things so matter of fact that, I'm still kind of playing with those ideas. And she's like, basically just said it so matter of fact. And I was like, yeah, I guess I received that.
Yes,
and I
that
did.
certainty, really.
Yeah, I really did, and very, very much explained some of the things that we are experiencing as very matter of fact. And I thought, wow, for some it could be a little bit far, but it really resonated. It really, for me, it really read it as as one of my truths. And then we had Mabel. She talks about Ho'oponopono and the importance of forgiveness. She was also
Letting go.
and letting go, and also self-forgiveness. So moving out of the guilt, being able to just really love ourselves as well, and then also very much about what we're receiving from other people is truly a mirror of what we're expressing within us. That's a hurt place in ourselves. And so when we change ourselves, we change other people around us and our environment. And then today, the speaker that we have is Karina, and she had a near-death experience, which was, several of our speakers have had this experience as well, but the type of stuff that she was bringing through after that was, lots of it was very technical physics stuff that she almost couldn't explain, but that it was coming through her so fast. And so she's really learned how to utilize this in a way to help expand and activate, not activate, but with ascension, for people to grow and humanity to ascend. And so she has that that beautiful charge on her chest to come and meet with us. And she was actually, to tell you the truth, she was a little bit kind of worried about her accent because she lives in Greece. And so she was like, yeah, my accent's a little bit heavy. And of course, I worked at Univision, so I was used to lots of heavy accents. And I thought, gosh, our community here is so loving, and we have such a great support here, and we're safe. And I thought, golly, yes. If your energy, to convey the energy is really what it's all about. And I think she also said, sometimes because, it was a physical accident or a physical she almost died. And so there's a little bit of like trouble that sometimes she'll have connecting with her own brain now. And she was a little bit worried about like, what if she has to pause? And I thought, golly, we're still this really great community that we would just pause with her. And I thought, yes, of course, that we would receive the energy. So I'm really excited about her being able to share. She's got this really huge vision that we're invited to kind of step in and then also think about what our vision could be too. And it doesn't have to be so grandiose, but is it to write a poem or just to kind of get some creative writing through you, or just to, sit there and become a better person that connects through meditation, or just learn how to meditate? What are those little things that you would like to have happen? So I think that she's a really great invitation for that as well.
Fabulous.
Yay. So I'm just taking a break here. We got about
10 minutes, 9.
Yeah, 9 minutes.
And then we'll bring Karina on and cough and go for another hour here.
Yeah, and then she's also got a activation that she's going to simultaneously read and have us maybe view some artwork that's got some internal activations that we will experience or can help to remove some limiting beliefs. So I'm super excited about that. And, we'll just go with the energy.
Yeah.
Sounds wonderful. Yay. Yeah, I'm all about, removing some of my limiting beliefs because they hide and then they show up.
I know.
Like
they so hide and then they show up.
Oh, I don't want to adopt that story anymore, right? Okay,
Just a reminder, you guys, after this week, then we will still be hosting live shows on Tuesday and Thursday. And on Tuesday, I'm going to do a group hypnotherapy session. And I do ask that you show up early and on time, because when I do this, I don't really watch the feed to admit people. and who wants to come in the middle of a hypnotherapy session anyway? So if you, I'm going to put out a little voting survey tonight and tomorrow, maybe over the weekend, see what kind of topics you're feeling. And then we will do something really cool just with me on Tuesday. And then Lianca's going to be back on Thursday. And then the next week, we're going to have some speakers and a speaker. And we will keep just, it either be us or it'll be, somebody else you've already seen sometimes for an encore.
Yes.
We will probably bring back a couple of people for an encore as well.
And then we have another speaker. She's going to be talking to us about how she connects with the whale energy and the Lemurians. And so is able to really have us come back to a place of love for like the earth, how that benefits us and our cells, because she views us as the cell organisms of the earth, and so the whales have a lot to communicate with humanity, and so that should be a really beautiful, interesting talk with her while we do the Tuesday, Thursday. So those will be some of the things that we're having come up, and then I've got some really great people that I've connected with, and they said they'll join the show. So some of the people that you might recognize from some other locations and some other shows. So we're super, super excited about that too.
And we will put a survey for you guys to contribute. If you've heard other great speakers and you want them on the show, we will put out a way for you to do that probably next week. Like there'll be a wrap up after this and replays for a few more days, and then we kind of like archive it all away, and then we just continue on and boogie along. So that's kind of how the summit wraps up and what's going to happen next week. So we do keep, please come join the live community on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then we've got the private lounge, which meets the second and fourth Tuesday of each month, where you come in. It's just like a really small group of coaching, but they're all really psychic, and so we just kind of come and and get support, and we're really just here to facilitate them working through things lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very fun.
Isn't that the cool thing though? It's
So
like all
some
divinely
opportunities, and most of this is all in the email. So if you're like, "Where's this?" I usually have it in there somewhere. So I'm
just take a
just
couple more
waiting for
seconds.
Karina to come on. I see all her friends coming on with their Greek names, but I don't see her yet.
Yeah, no, she's coming on.
Okay, great. And then tomorrow we'll also be here same time. We start at 9 a.m. Pacific, and we're going to run until about 2. No, we'll run till 12 p.m. Pacific. And we've got 2 more speakers tomorrow too that we'll tell you about after Karina. Unless we've got time now. Gosh, wasn't Keri good? I wasn't expecting her to be that great. I thought she was going to be good. I didn't know she was going to be that great. Let me just clarify. Wow, she really blew me away. Tomorrow we're talking with Sabrina Donito.
Donito.
And we're talking with Sheila Seppi. And I've heard Sheila. She's good. Yay.
Yeah, no. So I actually added an additional interview just so that we could get Sheila in. She said that she could only do Fridays, and so we were booked on the other Friday, and I was like, okay, you know what, Sheila, I'm going to add an extra time slot. So we were going to end the day
we were trying to end a little early.
so that I could leave.
We are going to end a little early tomorrow, though, I think.
We are ending tomorrow early. Yes, that's correct.
Yes.
Because we had to move some stuff around. So just so that you know, and then we'll be back for a full day on just in the same format on Friday. So super cool, y'all.
I keep thinking it's Thursday already.
I know. It does feel like this has gone so fast. Please let me know how you are feeling, or shoot us an email. I always respond to them personally right now. I don't know if we won't be able to in the future. We're just growing so fast, but and we're about to do a reality show. But it's a business reality show. It's a contest, y'all.
Yeah,
so you can root us on. But anyway, so we'll be doing that in July. And you can send us an email at team@hautehustle.com.
Yeah, if you ever need anything, or if you just want to come on round and say thank you, I think that feeds us so much, right?
I think about you guys all the time at night. So it does help. It really does, help us to kind of have, okay, what are you thinking? Yeah. What should we do next? And we really have been divinely guided and following the energy.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like that following the energy is kind of, there's Karina right now. I feel like that following the energy is really how this like magic just kind of poops out, because I was saying earlier, it's just like this constant, it just seems like I grow this, I grow through this, I grow through this. Yeah. So.
Welcome everyone. If you're just joining us for the first time, hello. I know we've got a lot of people on from Greece, and so you're a different time zone. So normally this is our morning show, but for you it'll be the evening. Hello.
Hi, Karina.
Hello.
Hang on just a second.
Thank you for creating all this, guys. Thank you.
Thank
you so much for joining us. We're so excited.
Hang on while we get started on what we get